Well, this is a response video from Trader. What's her full tag channel name? I don't think I have it even on me. But this is a response to a comment that I'm probably still affected by, when the suggestion is try living off of disability. That statement kind of knife in the back kind of feeling. And I suppose the reason why it feels like such a backstabbing statement is because I have lived without receiving any disability for like 8 years. And I had three kids I was financially supporting. One was just turned 18. Not that that child didn't need help and live with his parent rent free for a good length of time. Not to say that this child that was over 18 didn't also financially help out his brothers and sisters. It's not to say all of the kids lived with me at all times. But for the majority of the past 9 years, my children lived with me while I had court orders to pay child support to a deadbeat and deal with severe abuse. And kind of a news flash, when you leave an abusive marriage, you don't leave when you're at your strongest, you leave when you're at your weakest. So while I'm at my weakest, trying to fight off abuse and feed children while disabled, sorry, wasn't a piece of cake. It wasn't fun at all. I know the experience well. So when somebody says, hey, try living off of a disability, been there, done that, wasn't fun at all. Worked hard enough that arms were crippled, can't even work. So the choice of being homeless or being on a disability and taking the time while on a disability to heal and create a different way of earning a living, of providing for myself now that my children are older, I find it insulting that you would object to that. That I spend any of my time doing anything that creates any type of income that gets me off of a disability income. And yes, this whole conversation came up because I'm kind of objecting from somebody that you are a fan of. She's talking about UFOs, and she's going to be the one to save everybody, and we should be watching her videos, that she has a price tag attached to it. None of my videos do I charge money for. Why is there a price tag on her videos? What makes first of all, she lost me right as soon as I hear she's into UFOs, and UFOs and aliens are going to be the ones that save us. Is like, okay, it's not even worth me looking at the videos. But I made a comment. I voiced my opinion about it, that a lot of people are going to make a lot of money off of bullshitting to people, and that's kind of like what your channel is about. I mean, look at your name, Trader. I mean, you gotta see that there's a lot of bullshit going on in the world. It's not just the government, it's not just these lawyers and judges. It is the economic system that's bullshitting you. If you want to find out bullshit, follow the money. And anybody that is, you can say in one breath, hey, the person is giving free videos, but the other statement, she's got a definite price tag on it, and it's, what are they selling you? You know, I don't have a problem with people earning a living, but don't earn your living off of conning other people. And to even go down this alien path, she and her illusion might believe there's something out there. But I mean, you can go through Ramtha and pay them money. You can go to anybody that's doing any channeling, and guess what? I will disagree with them as well. There might be some good information you can get from these people, but there's bullshit attached to it. And that's what my channel is more about, is trying to figure out where the bullshit is. How do you walk forward in our human experience and know for sure what's bullshit and what isn't bullshit? To me, I think there is a way. I think there is a way of knowing what is real and what isn't real. And I'm calling it like I see it. And this girl is, in my opinion, from what I've read and according to the research that I've done, this girl is not really telling the truth. Now, you said, you know, did I write or publish anything from my research? No. Go read some stuff. Here's one book, The Dance of Life. I personally have been recommending holodynamics. Read every single thing on holodynamics. Now, am I a fan of this guy? No. You know, I will say a lot of things wrong with this author as well. This guy is claiming that this new tool that he's invented is a tool that can solve every problem known to the human experience. Now, I've read his shit, and I happen to believe that the man is onto something. This is a potential tool that can solve every problem known to the human experience. From what I can tell, it just can't identify the unknown problem. And that's an easy fix, but you can see that that is what this guy's problem is as well, because this guy's been curing illnesses for over 30 years. Cancer, AIDS, mental illness, addictions, you name it. This information can cure it. I've used it for myself, and I've seen myself improve. And when I still dealing with a smoking addiction, at least I understand my addiction, and I am still in the process of, but I'm still using this information, and it's like, okay, I know I'm going to quit smoking, and I know what I've got to do to quit smoking, and I know what beliefs I need to have. I know what, you know, is it jumping into an instant miracle? No, it's a process. But on top of it, another funny thing about this is that if you go around writing a book, I would think that it's a little bit of a problem if nobody reads your books. And half of holodynamics has been written like in 1990. It's 20 years old. So if you create a tool that can solve every problem known to the human experience, then I would suspect that you would use that tool to get your books on the bestsellers list. So he couldn't identify his own problem, and if you know, read up on this guy or see anything, it's a failure to communicate, you know, a failure to market well. And I've even had personal conversations with the guy, and he says he's done zero marketing. So meanwhile, he wants to sit around and saying, you know, there's a lot of problems with our economic systems, and you know, he's got a lot of beliefs with money that are really, really wrong. And if he just shifted some of his beliefs regarding money, his books would be on the bestsellers list. But he's, you know, he may be having a school and have books and have a successful career, you know, and has that big house, different than mine. But he's dealing with the same problem as me regarding money. So it's kind of funny that even the rich have the same problem with money as the poor do. But anyways, in this guy's book, um, this guy starts describing a story of him swimming with uh, some kind of fish. I forget what kind of fish it was. It's like a stingray. Manta, I think it was. But anyways, he's swimming with this fish and really wants to connect minds and wonders what it's like to be that kind of fish. And then all of a sudden he goes into this hyperdimensional world experience. That I believe. And anybody that's meditated would experience that same experience. There's something else that we are not comprehending that is more intelligent, but it's not alien beings in spaceships. If something is more intelligent than us, it doesn't come with a ship. They got a little bit more intelligence than that. So anything that kind of resembles human, I don't tend to believe in. Anything that does appear more intelligent than humans, that I'll listen to. Otherwise, that's my objections with um, anything dealing with aliens. They ain't coming out to save us. Happen to have a really good connection with God, happen to have a really strong faith that God ain't coming to save us either. But communicating with your God directly, not through a church, not through a religion, but if you knew how to pray, because there is a skill in praying. It's like, don't pray to beg, pray with gratitude and a belief, and you can get some definite answers. You got to ask some good questions. There's like a science to praying, so that's why you can go to church and they can tell you how to pray, but generally a church or a religion is indoctrined. It's training you to believe you are lacking. So being a person that's lacking, then you always have to be a person that's, oh, please, 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 God. And that's the way a church always has to operate, is make you feel like you're in a lack of. But if you're in a position of you're deserving, you're God's creatures, he's willing to give you anything. You have to be grateful, because when you're grateful, that's when you know for sure without doubt God's going to be there. And that's how God saves us, through us, through people, through the connection people have with each other. So, statements like try living off of a disability, been there, done that. Kind of want to start, a different way of earning my living. And if I earn 10% and can live well on 10% that I earn, and I give 90% back to my community, I don't think that there's a problem with that. Peace out.